Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm Rob,
And I'm Terrence.
and this is another installment of the Rob and Terrence Show. Now, there was a particular situation. Remember, this is also on March 9th, so particular situation that happened a couple hours ago.
Well, it says happened yesterday, actually. Well,
Yes,
it says Tuesday.
and I bring this up because
Yeah.
our previous VCast was recorded on the same day, and it was about Biggie's passing. This one involved another passing, although it's a lot more disheartening, really, because it just happened a couple hours ago. And it was due to so was Biggie's death, of course, but everyone knew him. This one's also more unfortunate. So, Terrence, do you mind giving us some of the details?
Yep. So, Oklahoma City Thunder guard Dion has left the team to join his family in mourning the death of his younger brother who died in Waiters' hometown of Philadelphia on Tuesday. 6 people died in Philadelphia on Tuesday in 6 different incidents in a span of 9 hours. No arrests have been made, and police have not yet said whether they believe the incidents are related. One of the six victims, according to the network, Steve Keeley, was Waiters' brother. So
yeah.
Waiters also, when he went to Instagram with it, saying the call I just got by my little brother wasn't expecting. This is crazy. Crushed my heart. I never questioned why, but this hurt. I promise. I got you. Mark my word. Love you, kid. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's really sad, and also the fact that this was, this is one of the 6. You said 6 murders in 9 hours in the city of Philadelphia. It's really sad. This really just is a whole issue on gun violence in general. But I mean, obviously, you're not going to completely get rid of gun violence. It's just not possible because humans are bound to do stuff like that because that's just life. But it's just really sad that players have to leave teams because they have a brother who got killed and shot and killed. And this isn't the first time that an NBA player had a brush. Now, obviously, it wasn't Waiters himself that got shot, but this isn't the first time that a player in the NBA was affected by someone getting shot.
Clean Anthony Early.
Yes, Clean Anthony Early. As a Knicks fan, I remember this vividly, and I was just like, couldn't believe it. Now, he didn't really get a whole lot of playing time, but at this point, that's not really the point. The fact of the matter is he was outside of a Queens strip club a couple months ago, and he was in an Uber. His Uber got boxed in by a whole bunch of other cars that came out, shot him in the leg. And I think I'm not sure if he's still in the hospital. He might have been released, but
he's released from the hospital.
Yeah,
he's just not playing this season right now due to the injury.
Yeah, so it happened a while ago. So he's released, but still, they actually wanted to rob him, and he said no to that, and then he ended up getting shot. After this incident, actually, there was a PSA that the NBA released about gun violence, and so I guess this was one of the reasons why, including this reason too why Dion Waiters' brother got shot. I mean, if you think about it, the reason. Actually, do you want to interject here or say something?
Well, my whole perspective on it though, it's just really crazy though how the effects of gun violence on on NBA players, not just NBA players, but
professional athletes.
Yeah, just professional athletes in general though, or just even people or society in general though, the abuse of gun violence and the fact that this idea has not been taken up yet though. That's also the annoying thing though. Obviously we know everybody has the right to bear arms and everything though, but there should definitely be a law where isn't there a law that says that you need a license to own and carry a gun though?
Listen, but that has nothing to do with whether people have. That has nothing to do with the type of guns people have.
But this should be obviously the United States isn't doing good enough on their policies because now we have the fact that illegal guns is coming into the United States. So
the policy's there, it's just that people are getting them illegally. Simple, because back in the 19-teens, I believe, I'm not sure, they had prohibition where alcohol was illegal.
Exactly, but yeah, it was still
the mafia. Yeah, exactly.
It was still coming into the country though. So
the mafia selling it, and that's how they made their money. And so more people actually had alcohol at that time. So the United States just said, you know what, let's just take the loss and let's just make it legal again. Okay. Listen, Chicago, even though it's a place in Philadelphia, which also has a violence problem, Chicago is also one of the more violent cities in the country, probably the most, especially the south side of Chicago. And they have some of the strictest gun laws in the country. So that says something. A city with strict gun laws has the most gun violence. Something's a little off.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
And actually that's really more of a trend too. Cities and states that have really strict gun laws tend to have more gun violence. So I don't know what that means. It can mean a whole bunch of things.
It's almost like the prohibition thing, like you said. Yeah. They outlaw alcohol, So because of that, obviously they're gonna want alcohol, so more is gonna come in. So it's basically like the same effect now. You take away people's rights, own guns and everything. So they're gonna want more guns though, but like it's like compare to like the way they're using it though. Like they're using it for all the wrong purposes. It's basically mostly used for gang violence, obviously though.
Yeah, that's the thing you can't really control, which is unfortunate.
Exactly.
If you can't control what people do with the guns, it's that. Another thing about gun violence is it doesn't only affect NBA players, obviously, as you said. Last year there was a story where a minor league baseball pitcher, I forgot his first name. His last name was Nolan. He got shot and killed in a drive-by in Yonkers, like last year. So it affects really just athletes. It affects everyone. Let's be honest. But athletes, of course, aren't immune to it. Obviously, the NFL players tend to be the ones getting in trouble rather than being victims of trouble, which I guess is a stereotype, but still, it's unfortunate. And also, this has to do with the fact that most of these NBA players come from
come from come from backgrounds come from poor, like not all of them though, but like they just come from poor conditions or something like that. Yeah. Like they don't. Not every NBA player is coming from living like a lavish life and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of them don't. I mean, some of them, of course, go to like prep schools and play AAU basketball, but a lot of them
they're not coming from the richest places in the world. Some of them coming from Compton.
Yeah. Compton. Aaron Aflalo. I think DeMar DeRozan's
DeMar DeRozan, is from Compton.
Kawhi Leonard too, is he?
I think so. Yeah. Is Brandon Jennings?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't come from the richest place in the world. So obviously they know what it's like just living in rough conditions. You know what I mean?
I mean, Melo had a single mom. Born in Baltimore. No, born in Brooklyn, Red Hook, and then moved to Baltimore.
Yeah, LeBron James growing up in Akron, Ohio, single mom and everything.
Very industrial city, poor city.
Mm-hmm.
And right next to Cleveland. So it's
so basically, like for them, basketball is a scapegoat for them.
Derrick Rose and I didn't even think of it.
No, it's okay.
South Chicago,
Yeah, but basketball, like it helped them though. Like it made their career, it made them who they are though. Like they shied away from like some of them said that basketball saved their lives. They shied away from gun violence and everything, or gang violence. Like they didn't want to be associated with that because there was more focus and trying to get into basketball and like build on their professional career.
Definitely, because some of these guys might be selling drugs right now if they weren't in NBA. If they weren't practicing, having listening to the coach, they would just be like out there slinging crack or I don't know whatever drugs. Like that might be like 90s. I'm not sure.
Exactly. So
drugs in general. You know what I mean? So. Whether it's the NBA or the NFL, it's really, and also Major League Baseball, they're not really African Americans, but for baseball, it's mostly for like Dominicans and Cubans, Puerto Ricans who come from like the slums.
Mm-hmm.
Sports in general is really a way to escape. And unfortunately, Dion Waiters' brother didn't have the luxury or didn't have the ability to make it to the NBA. I don't know if that was basketball was his interest now. I don't know what his interests were, but it's really unfortunate what happened to him. So,
and I don't know, just like. It's like you just growing up and everything, just like just being from the Bronx and everything. You just like my parents just talking about like there's this black on black violence. Not to say black on black violence is bad. All violence is bad, obviously though. Yeah. But you're predominantly seeing black people killing other black people though.
Yeah, and
predominantly though. That's the thing.
Exactly. To get on that, people like especially the Black Lives Matter activists, they always say how these white police officers are killing young black children. While they are doing that, and I don't, commend that at all.
Yeah, we're killing ourselves though.
Yeah.
Like we also have to take note of the fact
and also,
that we kill ourselves.
It's not even the fact that we're killing ourselves. It's the fact that it's over stupid stuff. Oh, you're walking on a block that I live on. Like, I want you to really think about that.
Exactly. Like
for being on the block that
you're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side of the neighborhood, or it's like you can't even walk outside in certain. You can't even just walk outside in certain places though, wearing nice things anymore. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you really can't be seen. Like you can't be going outside with like even like an expensive watch on your wrist, or just even looking like that you have money yourself though.
Exactly.
Like you can't even do that without worrying. Sometimes wherever you're at, where you're from, like you can't. Like you have to worry about wearing certain colors on top of that too. That's another thing.
That's insane. Like if I was in
If you were somewhere in California right now.
I say California because that's where Bloods and Crips came from.
Exactly,
yeah. If I was in like Southside LA, I'd be.
Yeah, if you're wearing the wrong colors.
I might not have been killed because I don't like a gang member. I probably would have been like, they probably would have grilled me real hard, came up to me, maybe like jumped me or something. But
Yeah, like, and it's just ridiculous over like things that makes no sense at all. And it's like it's something that African Americans, we noticed that, but it's like we need to do something.
Hispanic communities too, because I had to point that out because I'm half Puerto Rican, so Hispanics could kind of go through the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like minorities though, like mostly minorities, like they go through this stuff though and have to like struggle, like, because you know how people say we struggle enough in society and everything, trying to get the jobs and everything, suffering to like pay back whatever it's loans or whatever or taxes and everything. So
the best way really. Like if you come from a place like that, the best way to avoid it is really just education. I've heard that from so many elder African American people, black people. I don't know.
It's exactly everybody's gonna say it though. Like education is basically
education
the key to success.
Exactly.
They're always gonna say that. Like go to school, get your education. It's the key to success because they don't want they don't want you to succeed anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want you to see like they want you to kill yourself.
They don't want to see your brother move up.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the best way to put it. So, prayers to Dion Waiter's brother,
and the whole family.
Yes, the
NBA
whole
they took the Twitter and everything, saying the entire NBA family sends thoughts and prayers to Dion Waiters and his family during this difficult time. So, it's really a big deal, and like, this is really affecting him like really hard too because not only like is he like you have to realize he's an NBA player though, but like he has to. Look out for his family first, though. That's the thing.
Exactly, his family first.
So it's only right, and it completely makes sense that he's going back to Philadelphia more, with his family and everything. So
definitely. All right, so that's the story there. I hope you all enjoyed the discussion we had. This is Rob and Terrence, and thank you all for listening.